Hi, my name is Siggy Smalls and I'm a full-time DJ. My earliest memory of hearing house music and disco is actually from my mum. She's a 90s raver. She used to go to Clockwork Orange and she always used to have the music blaring in the house. So she'd have this big sound system on a Sunday. She'll be doing the spring cleaning, playing Where Love Lives, just dancing around the house cooking a roast. And I go out partying with my mum as well, and yeah, we have fun together. So she's my big inspiration with the music stuff. My mum would always be playing that kind of like classic house tracks, but she liked to kind of like, she'd go to Greenfields, like she's a raver. So we always had that in the house. And then my dad was more into kind of like Oasis. He had Tupac in his album. We had like I've got two sisters, so we all had quite eclectic sound. I actually thought I was a bit like J-Lo when I was younger. So I was an R&B girl, like TLC was my first album that I bought, but house music for me is like when I started going out raving and having fun, it's like a antidepressant in a way, where it's like that music just is like euphoric. So it's very different to the other stuff, and I guess it's a big relief. And my mum loves dancing, so that for her cured her for a lot of things that she happened in life. Well, actually, this is going to be funny. Roger Sanchez is a good friend of mine, and we were having dinner once, and he was like, getting to know my musical taste, and he said, "What do you love mainly about music?" I said, "I love a strong black woman singing a good 4/4." And he went, "Basically house music." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But not like the stuff today is kind of like, it's a remix versions, but like that Chicago, that Detroit house, that kind of like gospel house, like it's got so much emotion in it." And I think when you have like a nice hook and a 4/4 with that, you can have the same melody and like the words going over and over again, but you don't need a ballad. And it can, I don't know, there's a lot of expression in that, but just even the way that they shout and sing, and I don't know, it's just all emotional, isn't it? I'd say performance-wise, it would have been Burning Man, just because it was something that happened real quick and it was like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was like, yes! And I didn't know what I was going into. So that as a DJ was a really cool thing that I put on my tick list. But I'd say my favourite is Glastonbury, and that's just because of all your pals are there, you bump into random people, you go off that way, you find yourself in the rabbit hole, you don't know what you are, do you know what I mean? It's two different things. I've played at Glastonbury as well in Silver Haze, but yeah, I'd say Glastonbury for like bonding and music and just sharing special moments, and that place is so special. But Burning Man for kind of the DJ experience, where it's just, my mind was a little bit blown. Obviously in lockdown I've been practicing on Ableton and trying to get my sound. But for me personally, I feel like I'm better working with people in the studio. Like I'm better at conducting. I used to play the drums when I was younger for many years, so I kind of have that rhythm, and I'm not shy to ask what I want and what I don't like and collaborate with people. But I find I have a very short attention span on a computer. Let's just put it that way. I ain't gonna lie. It's weird, because in my 20s, I was always trying to people please and trying to not follow the crowd, because I always felt like a bit of an outsider, no matter how many people I'd be around or social situations. But I never felt like weird, but I just always felt like, I'm like, why am I not into what they're doing and stuff like that? So I think spending a lot of time by myself and shedding a lot of layers in your late 20s, I think your music taste changes, and you get a bit wiser, and things mean meaningful things mean different things to you when you're a bit older. And I think with music, it kind of, when it becomes like individual and being your true self and authentic self, that's when you're not following the crowd anymore, and it's like you bump into people that you make friends with people and that vibe, and then it's not always like your best friend or whatever. It's like there's a whole world out there of different music. I think once we're all back on the dance floor and we're all reunited, I think there's going to be a different energy, and I think it's going to be a lot of appreciation, and I think a lot more people are going to be a bit more in the moment now, hopefully. Obviously the kids might go a bit mad, but I think us older lot and stuff will all kind of cherish these moments even more, because we've just lost a year. Like, we've just lost a year of our youth. Like, let's be in the present and really enjoy ourselves. So hopefully that's what comes out of it.